So, Nate, have you seen that Robert Jenrick MP has said a racist thing? He's a racist. He said a racist thing. His comments, Jenrick's comments, which, in fact, if you listen to it, aren't racist at all, and in fact is a milquetoast bloody civnat globalist bullshit thing. Actually, but of course, the mainstream media just heard that he said white, and that's enough for them to jump all over it. So. Yeah, let's talk about that for a bit. I mean, it's one of those things they do. It's so disingenuous when you mention a word that they don't like, a buzzword they don't like, and it doesn't really matter what context you were using it in, or whether it was satire or tongue-in-cheek or anything. He just said white faces, and that was enough. It puts me in mind, actually, of Cole Benjamin's wouldn't even rape Jess Phillips comment, where, you know, it was a joke, first and foremost. Two, he was saying he wouldn't. He's saying he wouldn't rape her. But okay, so right, yeah, I wouldn't rape every woman in the world. How about that? Yeah, I agree with him. I wouldn't rape Jess Phillips either. Yeah, so he said whiteface. He said white faces. But what he was actually saying is that the community went to, I think in Birmingham he was talking about, I listened to like the 1 or 2 minute audio clip the other day, and he was saying that there weren't enough white faces. What he really was saying is that they need to be more integrated. We need to mix black and brown faces in with white faces more, if anything. Not that multiculturalism and multiracialism has been a disaster and nearly always, or if not always, leads to sectarian violence. But okay, don't worry about that. He was actually saying a civnat thing. Right, he's actually saying quite a globalist thing, and it's not racist. It's just not racist to notice that there's no white faces in an English city. But nonetheless, he said white faces. So that's the evil racist comment that he made. I mean, what do you think? What do you think about it?
Yeah, I mean, the thing, yeah, it was so milquetoast, as you said. It's an objective truth as well, right? Like all he was saying, beside it being super milquetoast, was just an objective reality. It was just the truth. It was, yeah, hey, like there are basically no white people here, you know, and then went on to say we should be more integrated, more unity, blah 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 blah, all this kind of crap. But the mainstream media, how they love to jump on it. How they love to jump on it. And it's so pathetic, and it's so it's so paint by numbers now. They just launch at it. I'm not a massive fan of Jenrick. I think he's a bit of a snake in the grass. I think he's a bit of a turncoat. You know, I mean, I'll give him his due. Like he's obviously smelt the way the political winds are blowing and begun to go that way. But he doesn't have conviction, so that's why I don't. You know, sure, he has political acumen, but he doesn't have convictions, and I'm not game to promote people like that. But I will say I do like his steadfast approach. Yeah, no, I've got no regrets over it. Yeah, I've got no regrets. Yeah, good, because you know people do need to start owning these things and just not bowing to the media. One of the worst things about the Tories was when they, and same as Reform actually, so they're both the bloody same, is that they love to try and please the mainstream media. The media's not your friends. They're not there. They're not there for you. They're not there to promote you. They're there to try and tear you down, pigeonhole you, put you in a box, you know, under lock and key, or discredit you and ruin your life. And so I like the fact that Jenrick's like, nah, I don't care. No regrets. No regrets at all. But yeah, it's milquetoast. Like it was, I mean, yes. Okay. So he noticed and said whiteface. Oh no. Oh no. I mean, the inverse of that is actually that everyone else saying that he noticed these things. I mean, the inverse of that is that they're racist, actually, because so you like it. You can't notice these things, therefore you must appease this. Well, you're just racist to white people, then, aren't you? It's just pathetic. Like, it's perfectly reasonable to notice this and go, "Hey, there's no white people here. Like, no English city should." Well, my approach would be no English or British city or village or town or anywhere in the country should be a white minority. Actually, I'll go a step further than Jenrick. There should be no minorities. No white minority anywhere in our own homeland. But there's my roundabout on it.
What he's really done, he, as you've said a number of times there, he's committed the crime of noticing. Right, that in and of itself is the real crime that the mainstream media and the globalists take umbrage at, that he has noticed. And yeah, when you extrapolate out their view, their worldview, is that it really does very, very quickly, almost immediately, boil down to, if you don't accept essentially everywhere being zero white, then you're racist. Well, fuck that.
Yeah.
Fuck that. Fuck all of that. Thank you very much. No, we're not having that anymore. And that is what it does boil down to, right? And you can call us far right, you can call us ethno-nat, whatever it is. Fine. I don't want to be an oppressed and hated racial minority in my own ancestral homeland. I don't want that. That would be terrible for my in-group. Yeah, I have an in-group preference. Again, that's what it boils down to. If you have an in-group preference, you're a racist, you're a bigot, you're all the isms.
But only if you're white.
Of course. Yeah. That only applies to whites. Yeah. If you notice your own skin color, right, you're a racist. It's really what it boils down to. If you notice that you have a race, again, only applying it to whites. If you notice that you're a member of one race and not another, you're beyond the pale. You're a Nazi. Well, it's just absurd. It's just absurd. And I dislike Jenrick. I would say I despise him, really. I think he's just ultimately part of the uni party, completely part of the sort of the globalist machine, the blob, whatever you want to call it. So I consider him a political enemy. But as you said, some kudos for standing by it, at least. The sort of paper thin, the wafer thin bullshit, CivNat, we need more integration. Well, at least he had a tiny amount of balls to stand by that, at least. So tiny amount of credit there, I suppose.
Just a little bit.
Empathy.
Just a little bit. But also, like, again, I will still, I mean, he is an enemy, like, for sure. But I will still give him some props for his political maneuvering, right? Of all of the people that you see these days, and how they promote themselves, what they're doing, these kind of things. As a politician, he's the best of a bad bunch as a politician, right? In terms of how he's trying to maneuver his political career. Again, that's not me saying I admire the guy, because I certainly don't. It's just recognizing, the small trait praises you could give, I guess. But yeah, still a CivNat tard, I guess. I don't know.
It does take a little bit of guts, a little bit of conviction, a little bit of balls to stand up to anyone that's got any power over you, right? Whether it's your boss, a parent, a spouse, or if you're a politician, the media. It is sort of in their power to destroy you if they go all out, right? Your wife could divorce you and take everything. Your parent could disown you and ruin you emotionally, right? Your boss could fire you and ruin you financially. So it takes a little bit of balls to kind of ever just say, no.
Yeah.
No, there's a line in the sand there, and it's a no. Do your worst. That does take a little bit of balls. even if you do it on a very small scale. So again, little bit of kudos to him for that. Then at least
it's the proverbial shit test, isn't it?
yeah, it's a shit test. Yeah,
Basically,
media are just it's a constant exercise in shit testing you as a politician.